Hero's crypto drum.
This is huge. Ascent also an early rotate team, but look at this, the guard. Just like last first game at least, Fun drops on their head. I think that was with the gravity cannon. Yes, it was. Oh my God, Fun, are you kidding me? It comes down to a skirmish. Arcan last alive. Sungjun down to 10 HP. Arcan can clutch this. No, he's gonna get taken out. The guard is eliminated by Fun 123. Former AD Raccoon squad. Does Ascend decide to join the Fun? Pun intended.
They lose out on Karampe here, though, and this is Ascend's note to be able to try to fully send it, take advantage. They saw the fight going on right in front of their eyes, but Fun, understanding that the third party was rolling in, immediately try to restabilize. Karampe is going to be able to get inside the safety of this building, and currently with Fun, walking away with that early KP, it's insane that we were just talking about the guard, how they wanted to settle into their position, put the gravity cannon, that yeet cannon, allowing Fun to cut off their rotation.
Yeet cannon vernacular in there. Vicky and I have been calling the yeet cannon. We're trying to make it a thing, so Apex, if you want to join, let us know. Nice damage going to come through. Fun is going to absolutely rat and use the ratting to success. Oh my goodness. Fun 123, a quick 5 KP. They take out 2 teams from the lobby.
Let's not forget that they landed Barometer. That's how they were able to use the gravity cannon to get all the way over here, and they're already claiming heads. They are feeling themselves, already starting the game with the first circle just closing in with 6 KP.
Here's what's so interesting. Barometer had a replicator. So instead of playing passive in a grand final, being nervous, saying, let's just craft up, let's take our time, they ignore the replicator, quick rotate, and catch the guard off guard. Maybe they did their homework. I would assume they did their homework and knew that the guard likes to early rotate on these zones and caught them tripping and slipping. Quick KP, quick kills. I mean, I love what I'm seeing out of Fun. This is just insane from the former AD Raccoon, great team from Korea.
Cutting them off right here like it's a congested traffic. And you have to talk about also, this is the squad that likes to run the Valkyrie, the Crypto, the Seer. They also had the Beacon, so they were able to get that immediately too. As we see TSM rocking the double purple. Verho still with the blue. They're getting shot at. They're on the high ground right now. They also have the Beacon right in front of them, but they have to see which of the squads that are playing the low ground that wanted to try to shoot at them from behind.
That's right. Fun fact here, only 4 Apex North teams qualified of the 10.
Yeah.
3 out of 4 are Korean, but I believe only 3 or 4 out of the 10 were Korean. So the Koreans showing up big time in the interregional national play. 1 Japanese squad representing its Fnatic, but Ganbarea Tucson, Enter Force 36, and Fun 123, all Korean squads. Really, really impressive showing for the nation.
Love how you highlight that, just breaking down all the regions here too. Mia, 3 teams out of 10 made it into the finals. NA has 8 teams out of 10 in this finals. Apex South, we're talking about it before. 4 teams out of 5, North 4 out of 10. South America with only Singularity making it through here as Dreamfire on top of the high ground right now, trying to contest this other squad after getting some information from town.
That's right, another early fight. 2 squads already eliminated, all from 1 team. Now it's Dreamfire, another team from the APAC region, looking to get themselves a few KP as well. The Bangalore Ultimate gonna come down. Roy, so mechanically gifted. Our good friend Gino likes to say he's a top 5 mechanical player in the world. That's a bold statement. And guess who's on top? TSM, who says we are the mechanical greats. Imperial Hal gets some initial damage, and TSM's gonna reset here. And this is so scary because this could easily be third party, especially for TSM on high ground.
Wondering if the other squads in the area also seeing the Seer ults coming alive. Rory gets the family power up though, okay? We gotta talk about that family in the crowd supporting Rory. Dreamfire though, lose out on Tao, playing out of a number disadvantage after Brawls gets that first knock.
Oh, Rep's gonna get knocked. 2v2, look who comes through! It's Imperial Hell on the flank! And then eliminates 1, can he get the second? Last member alive on high ground.
Let's go into a quick TSM listening while they try to clean up this fight.
Res, fight out. I think I can't get back, it's all you, bro. Okay. I'm going to the roof. Nice job. Go, boys. Hold presence on roof. I'm popping. Yeah, there's nobody. I'm telling you, nobody can kill us on edge. Yes, sir, baby. Good job. Ultic cell, take this, Jordan. Pop this shit right now. Yeah, I gotta wait. Yeah, let me know when I can come. Pop the Ultic cell first, just in case we get thirded.
So quick listen with TSM right there. If we could pull up the map side by side and show you TSM calling for the third, and that's the right play, right? That's a smart play because it's such a third-partyable building. But take a look, no one's nearby. So nice shot from TSM clearing that fight. Maybe perhaps just a little bit of luck. His teams are so focused on early rotates in these very stacked lobbies. You got to rotate early to get positioning. If you don't, you're going to be left with no home and no place to play. TSM opting for a hard edge playstyle here, despite not having a replicator to craft at the wall. They're going to go down to Cascade Falls likely and craft here soon. They got to be careful for Singularity and NRG nearby.
Yeah, NRG going to be rotating away from Checkpoint, their usual POI. Like you mentioned, there is the replicator out there for them to also use. talked about it earlier, but it's that Sniper 4x8 scope that is available, as well as the purple Sniper mag to work with, and the Moby. The Moby is in the weekly rotation. It does change out later today, but it's nice to know for some of these teams that like to take their time to rotate into that circle, boost up their Evo shields with the replicator. We see the side-by-side and where the circle's going to be taken as this Fnatic get the crack.
Oh, I like this end game. Interesting fight, to say the least. But one quick note on the map before we let it go. Fun. Take a look at Fun right now. They're still in the same exact location at the opposite side of that heat cannon, as they're going to be ready to gatekeep this next zone. So they're just holding that same positioning is Fun. And I guarantee a fight will likely ensue as teams are going to rotate through. Right now on board with Fnatic, getting some long-range beams, just leveling up their Evo shield at this point. And this is the squad, EXO and Singularity with a 3v3 here in Jurassic Park. Big fight here, and when whoever wins this fight, well, guess what? You got to fight the final boss in Fun 1, 2, 3 right after, potentially.
Especially after leaving this choke point. That's why I really love the positioning that Fun is holding. They're just looking to gatekeep all these other squads that are going to be rotating from this eastern side of the map. Singularity finding some beamage with the Havoc currently right now, tossing out these arc stars, trying to funnel him into moving way more to the left. Our team going to be able to now move over to the side, but they see the charge rifle beam coming in from their own left side. It's another squad getting mixed up in the fray. It's Space Station.
That's right. SSG drops launch pad, took their time on rotate, probably went through antenna to get some crafting materials. Meanwhile, they're now making their way through. It's a 3-team fight, and guess who the meat of the sandwich is? It's EXO, the team from Thailand. Killapose gets knocked first to the hands of Vesk. Long range, again, support player likes to get his hands in as many marksman rifles and a nice nade from Zanile gets the second.
What a terrible situation for EXO to be in. They get cleaned up, like you mentioned, Fallout. Double burger sandwich basically out here. Space Station are going to continue on the domination, continue on the pressure with the charge rifle. Singularity saying, okay, you know what? They took care of EXO. We're going to move back. We made a lot of noise, and NRG are on the other side of this cover from TSM.
We got an NRG versus TSM battle. It's a clean 3v3, no risk of third party in sight. This will be a pure fight between the two greatest teams in North American history.
Let's jump into a quick listen in with NRG to see how they're going to be able to play this fight.
There's 2 there and there's 1 on the left. I had 60 on the horizon. Swinging hard left, Valk. He's still on the tree. There's still 2 over here.
18 answer.
Hard left, still swinging left.
Should I like run up this
They
left?
QQ'd me on the right.
Just chill. I'm gonna come up. Maybe 1 minute on this guy on the left.
I got both of them. He's on the right over here.
Yeah. 40 on him. Got team shot back. Look for this guy, please. This Falcon.
Yeah. He's head glitching around. I just got cracked 2. I'm batting. They're gonna move up off this.
I'm gonna bang on.
Use
bang
this
on
2. I'm gonna serial on the building. I'm backing up. I'm backing the gas. They're running into my bang. They're running into my bang. They're inside. They're gonna I'm here, Nate. They're gonna have to be in the building. Start all of them. I'm getting charged from the back. I'm batting. Push to me. Push to my field. He's canceling my heal. Please look for me. They're gonna peek me. They're gonna peek me. Use your digi. On the roof. 40 on Valk. Stair 90. Keep pushing to me. I'm on the door. They're getting thirded. I'm cracked. I'm 1 shot. 70 on horizon. I'm dying right now. I'm gonna kill the Valk. Hey, you're alive. No. I'm healing right now. I have to rip a range. The Valk's 1 HP. The Valk's 1 HP. I have to heal. Sweet. I'm ripping a med kit. He's trying to get an armor swap. He can't kill me. Alright, we gotta leave this. Yeah. I'm running gas. I'm running to you too. Run to go. Just run your own.
What a fight and a view into a great rivalry. TSM on top this time as Nathan gets caught, but I love the comms from Nathan. Yeah, he went down. I'm sure he'll call that a mistake, but ultimately not really his fault. His heal got canceled. He said, look for me, I need help. And then he tried pushing a 1v1, I think against Gilderson. So I think that was a clean, Verhulst. I think that was a clean 1v1 between Verhulst and Nathan, and Verhulst on top perhaps. Because it sounded like he had confidence. He said, I got Valk. But of course we didn't see it from his perspective. So that's just speculation.
It was the situation of TSM forcing Nathan to also drop down in there too, because he was left behind, like you said. The cancel on the heel came out. They tried to push him on the high ground because they knew the rest of NRG had already rotated to the side. Sweet tried to call it out early. Now NRG having to play as not a full squad currently, as TSM are going to be able to come out on top.
And I can't think of any other reason that Nathan decides to challenge the Valkyrie and Verhulst there, other than a clean 1v1. Again, we didn't see it from his perspective. I'd love to watch that back, but not sure why Nathan decided to push that fight with such confidence.
He was forced off the high ground, it looked like, right there,
He was forced off. He was holding door, but then he ended up initiating a fight. So again, we'd love to take a look at his perspective, of course, watch it back at some point. But nonetheless, shoulda, woulda, coulda. TSM on top in the 3v3 for now, but nice job by NRG, just kind of mitigating the casualty.
Even breaking down, TSM maybe wanted to go for the replicator and checkpoint, but we know that NRG take all their time right there to not only use the replicator to boost up their own evil shields, but they were caught in the middle of the rotation after they just left checkpoint 2.
Let's take a look at the map here, because one important note, look at Alliance. They're in zone right now, they're gonna rotate through the tunnel all the way to checkpoint, which is exactly what TSM did. TSM likely went to checkpoint to craft, ran into NRG, won that fight. They're not aware that Alliance is behind them though. Meanwhile, NRG and Fnatic, the bottom left of your screen, find themselves in a skirmish with Fnatic gatekeeping deep in zone. This is so interesting, so much zone play right now, Vicky.
Fnatic get the res as NRG were on the back end.
Okay,
the respawn is inside of the replicator. That's important to note, as Fnatic are going to go for the reset, go for the skyward dive, immediately try to get into the circle. They are getting beamed though by a charge rifle in the distance, trying to find a safe place to spot, or rather land here on top of the building. There may be a team in here, I'd be surprised. Yes, with the Seer ult, they get that information.
That's right, Alliance Valkyrie ulted, by the way, so keep that in mind, they're close by. Fnatic, Fnatic just got the res in zone. So deep that they know NRG's there as well. This is an interesting fight because both teams are aware of NRG coming from the north, and they have to be extra cautious. Wow, TSM on bottom, Fnatic up top with NRG nearby, and NRG's just gonna want to play this from afar and poke damage as opposed to all-in fight.
Nothing to see here as NRG are going to rotate away from the line of sight of this fight. Nostera is going to be able to restabilize with the shield bat. Coming up right on top though. It's a Seer ult. It's also letting all the other teams know in the location what's going on here.
NRG is pretty close to this fight, and TSM's the most vulnerable, so expect an NRG potential third party on TSM. TSM needs to back out. They're in a bad spot. Fnatic's gonna all in. They recognize it. Here comes the push. Oh my goodness, Matsutas, Melstera, Yuka are gonna fry TSM. Eliminated from the lobby. Oh, boys from TSM. Nice shot from Fnatic. So well played with NRG now having an opportunity to third party. UKF goes down to TSM, so now it's a 2v2 if NRG decides to take it.
This is absolutely huge because NRG recognized the situation, and like you called out Fallout, they wanted to get out of this whole thing so that way they can time the third party. Now in this 2v2, it's very doable here for NRG.
Guild break shield on Valk, who immediately pops a shield back. The res came through for Fnatic. Zone's closing in though, and Sweet and NRG are gatekeeping, but only as a team of 2. Nice damage with the flatline long range. Sweet, one of the top kill leaders of the lobby. And the damage is going to come through. Look at the Volt in hand. He's going to push through. Oh my god, he fell! Sweet dreams!
All he needs is that last bullet before having to reload at the very end. He doesn't have any more heavy ammo, but he doesn't need it! He's got the Digi-Threat right through the Bangalore smoke. He's dancing, he's moving, and now it's up to Gil to close it out before third party goes in.
Sweet did enough, but unfortunately the third party was there. Singularity wisely pushes through. So now, Singularity is going to come and try and eat the food that was already chewed by Sweet Dreams and NRG. Archin pushing wide left, and then SNG gets to capitalize. All the KP goes to them, with the exception of the 2 KP that NRG probably tried to pick up. But of course, Singularity profits.
They'll take their leftovers. It's all fine as Exit also deletes that one lone player on the other side. Alliance getting taken out in the lobby. 8 squads left.
What an interesting storm point here. A lot more aggressive than the last 2 games on World's Edge. We still have 2 more rings here, and only 8 teams remaining. Xset gets to take a moment to chill, hit the reset button. Take a look at the leaderboards. Esports Arena still alive, and I have to take a moment to give a shout out to Esports Arena. They don't get enough recognition. Phonyhead, one of the few players left, I think the only player left with a full-time job in cybersecurity while playing Apex professionally, announced recently that he just recently decided to quit his full-time job, pursue Apex full-time, pursue his dream, which is amazing. Oh, and by the way, he's getting married on Monday. Shout out to Phonyheads. The crowd erupts to that one. Shout out to Phonyhead's wife, her future wife, fiance. What a great way to celebrate a win in the ALGS with a big old party with all his friends and family. And then, of course, the last story here, everyone knows Capra, the drama, helped them get here. Recently, right before this tournament, they picked up Cody, who they were originally going to try and pick up instead of Luda. And now, Cody, in his first ever event, 22 years old from Akron, Ohio, also a cybersecurity student full-time.
Also having the opportunity to be on the spotlight right now, to be on this big stage for ESA. They're gonna back up. You can currently see the flatline with that gold extended heavy mag already automatically reloaded as Phony wants to get that information. He's getting pinged from behind him too. They do not want to put themselves in a position where they're gonna get sandwiched and Phony falls low.
That's right. And right now they're sandwiched between SNG and Xset. One member goes down, it's Phonyhead, their IGL, their hard IGL. He does the macro and the micro. It's a lot of pressure for him. Luda used to IGL tripods, but now just gets to frag.
Let's jump into a listening with ESA while they get the res on top of Phony.
South, I'm looking south. We're fine, we're fine. We're completely fine, boys. We're fine. If anything, there might be a team down low.
Watch your back.
Yeah, I want to get space.
I want to get space here. I want to get space here. Go for it. There's no one there. There's no one there. There's no one there. There's no one there.
Okay.
I scanned.
I'm coming over you. We need to make sure I think you might want to watch our back, Phony, with scan.
Yeah, I'm watching it. You guys look for
full team here. Okay, I'm looking with you.
I did a lot of damage. Crack two. That's all you guys.
Steer weak.
Look at the Watson in that corner. Do you have
Nading her. Look for
Watch that kid. He's got Kraber, bro. That's all you guys. I almost killed him, bro. 110.
They should be getting looked at by another team, but I don't think they are. I think they're still there.
What's going on?
I don't know. These guys are locked up. One team right here. I think they're still there, Luda.
If you could get KP, that'd be great.
I think they're just hard fighting at the building.
Is that team full safe on height? It was 70.
Oh no, I got a full. I killed you inside.
Nice, you're good.
There's one team here now. It's a Watson Vout team.
That's fine.
One team here too.
Can we start pressuring this team over here? Can we start looking at this
probably.
team?
Yeah. They were getting shot at from the southwest. We're good. One guy is like right.
Let's look to pressure this team.
Okay, one guy is on my yellow ping. Okay.
That guy's on a really good head glitch, bro. That guy's on a really good head glitch.
Where's the guy in the? Man, what are your guys' med count looking like?
I'm pretty sure we should just ape.
Love that look into ESA's culture, which is really Cody flying around making plays, and all three of them contributing to the vibes and the call-outs for the squad. That's what they did not have with Capra. The vibes were down. This time around, well, Cody is certainly delivering for the squad.
I see you getting the Kraber shot in the feed there too. Moist playing off the low ground while Onyx have the high ground currently. They have the natural cover of the smoke grenade too, as Shady is going to be able to restabilize. The calm before the storm. Skyward dive coming into the sky. That's going to be ESA trying to find a spot in this very small circle.
That's right. Right below Onyx right now is Moist. The two Apex South teams. The teams that like to rotate and play very placement heavy. Most placement heavy teams in this lobby are in God spot right now with the win condition is Onyx in my eyes. High ground, and they can get some KPA on the gatekeep.
Oh no, ESA sandwich
now the
here.
Moist steals it.
Yeah, Moist are gonna capitalize. They're also playing off that low ground edge, trying to get out of the line of sight of Onyx. They get taken out. ESA out of this lobby in 5th. 4 squads left right now. You got Moist, Onyx, Exet, and Team Singularity.
Can you believe it? One North American rat. It's Nocturnal by himself. Take a look. He's been here before in Pro League. He's doing it again. Singularity South America has no idea he's there, I don't think. And I don't know if I think they run a seerless team comp. So they won't get that intel. Onyx, Moist on low. So we have one South American team, two Apex South teams, one NA team left.
Besk is on the seer, but the issue is in this situation, Fallout, is that Noct is playing off an angle where if Singularity put themselves out in the open, they put themselves into the line of sight of both Moist and Onyx. So they have to play off the natural cover of the rock, the little cliff side to their left, and the pillboxes.
Yeah, that's right. They have to get the intel here momentarily for Nocturnal. And I'd love to take a look back at a player point of view so we can see where the zone's going to close in on.
Season.
Yeah, they see it. They get the intel from here. Nocturnal is going to be out of this lobby here in just a moment. At least when the zone closes. Take a look. Zone's going to close central circle. Look at the top left of your screen where that line is pulling is where the zone's going to close to. It's not always center.
Thunder coming in, trying to call out.
He's using it on the solo. I think he's just trying to get that final info. He knows where the other teams are. Wise decision for Besk and Singularity.
They call it out. Oh, the Rolling Thunder coming in. Yep, trying to get that information too. Puts down the Seer ult as the Rolling Thunder is going to put in a lot of damage, having to pop that shield back.
Pops the shield back perfectly timed right when the Rolling Thunder hits. Here comes Onyx, going to drop on Nocturnal, takes the elimination quickly, and now going to push right through. Immediately rotates, tries to take the 3v3 against Singularity. They want to slow play this because Singularity is sandwiched between Moist.
Moist versus Onyx right now. Shady falling low, having to reset right now. I like the way they're playing this patiently, playing off the side of the rock. They're not trying to fully send it because you see the Watson fences set up here too. Moist is playing that composition with the Crypto, with the Watson and the Valkyrie. Meanwhile, Singularity with the Bangalore Smokes, the Valkyrie, and the Seer.
And they got the res on Artin after he got knocked by a sniper from Moist. Artin popping a Phoenix kit back to full. It's a full-blown 3v3 for the final game for Circle.
Singularity now trying to find a way to move in, playing with their backs against the circle right now. This is so intense. They have the build boxes. Who's going to try to fully send it in? It's Singularity versus Onyx.
That's right, Art's going to get some good damage here. Elysium, no shields to his name. Shield broken for the opponents. Crypto Drone's going to get eliminated and wiped in the lobby, and the damage is done! Almost get the knock is Arton.
That EMP would have been absolutely huge too here. They may have wanted to hold it for the Seer ult, but Moist now with Watsy taking it off angle. The smoke grenades just covering everything.
Onyx desperately going to Valk Q to the sky. MT and Waltzy team of two. The two fraggers for the squad, sorry, MTD IGL and Waltzy the fragger. Elysium gets the knock on Pricey with the PK. He's so talented, but only down to 20 HP. Best is alive with the 2v. It's a 2v2v2.
Artide is down. Pricey is down. Raki is down.
All playing knockdown shields right now, all three teams cautious. Look how slow this walk-in is, Vicky. We've never seen a finish like this ever. Shady, gonna finally push. He's gonna fly, he's gonna get deleted from the lobby. Waltzy and MT just hiding, so well played. Singularity on top, nice PK shot for 99. Elysium, Chile, vamos!
I have the high ground now, Singularity says. Elysium pushing him into the circle, gets it again. Moist win! Singularity's advantage on the high ground does not come in clutch. It's Moist and their positioning, wrapping around, getting game number 3.
We have to watch that final circle back because it looked like both players died at approximately the split time, I think. As he was punching him into the zone, I think we were watching Singularity's point of view, but it was so hectic, smoke up everywhere. What a finish that was. Moist Esports, Moist Critical picks the Team Burger free agent fan favorite squad up, and they come out with the dub here.
Shout out to Charlie giving his support to the Moist boys, giving them words of encouragement while he has his watch party, while he watches his boys put in the work. You love to see it.
I still would really advocate for them being the Moist Burgers. I think that would have been great. But I understand there's brands involved and branding and all sorts of things. Now, jokes aside, nice job right there from Moist. The thumbs up, man. Look at the Aussie mustache, too, man. Only Australians can pull that off. I don't think there's an American other than Rambo who can pull that off.
Love seeing this emotion here from the players. They're going to go for a little quick reset. And while we do that, let's toss it over to the desk, guys. Break it down for us.
Thank you so much, Vicky Kitty. What a day, what a game, and a finish by Moist in South America, and what a desk. We are back here, of course, with Spider Tiff and Gino. We've got a special guest, though, here in TSM Girl. Make some noise for Girl. Girl, how's it feel to be in the building on Championship Sunday?
I got a lot of goosebumps. Like, the energy of the crowd's amazing.
And you just recently signed with TSM. It's been an amazing thing. Talk to me just a little bit about what that's been like.
Honestly, it's been awesome. They treated me like family when I got here. TSM sent me out, and they're all wonderful people. So big shout out to TSM.
All right, big shout out to TSM. Girl's gonna give some of her thoughts on those games, but let's turn quickly to Tiff and let's break down that final circle. My goodness, a 2v2v2. We have not seen anything like that in Apex.
I mean, thankfully the Bangalore smoke kind of helped them. They're just all crawling in, like wanting to prolong their lives as long as possible, maybe get a little bit closer. You see Singularity grab that PK, they got it prepped and ready. They want to start firing into people, but I know, Gino, you are from Apex South. You have literally cast over these boys for so long throughout their journey, and that has to feel good.
It does. I mean, you can see the emotion on MT's face. Not typically, I would say, you know, one of the more emotive people, but, you know, it's here. How can you not get excited about that? The final days typically haven't been as good for Moist, so that is going to be fantastic for their mental and pushing on from here. But, man, that final circle, it was like a horror movie. Everyone was like coming out of the smoke, jump scares everywhere.
And it was a great showcase, too. We've got our match results coming up. Moist Esports. Shout out to Moist Esports just joining the ALGS with 20. Team Singularity from South America. Any South America fans? Any representation in the building right now? We got a little bit. They're getting 17 points. And I know the chat at home is excited about that. Onyx Esports, good time for Apex South here, Gino. XZ Esports Arena rounding out the top 5. And of course, Dark Zero staying in there. Let's go to page 2, though, as well. I want to get your comment on this. TSM Girl, obviously, they just got 4 points there. How do you feel about how the boys have been playing today so far?
Honestly, it's a couple small mistakes. That's okay. They won game 1. They're going to win the last game. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters. All right, let's head over to the series results as well and look at it. It is Alliance, and speaking of that, not too bad for TSM. Alliance 33 points. Moist Esports after that win 29, tied for second. Esports Arena as well 28. Team Singularity Tiff. All I see right now is it's anybody's game.
It really is. I mean, you have all the teams that came in with those advanced starting points, but even with, you look NRG in 9th, they came in with 10 points. So throughout the maps that we've seen thus far today, they've only acquired 13 points. And I think that's going to be the biggest question. You have the war of being consistent to get up to 50 points, and nothing's really going to matter until we get to that threshold. Now, will we see something crazy like 14 games like regional finals from Apex North, or
will we see something crazy like Moist winning the 3rd game, and then the 4th game, and then the 5th game? It's happened before, and hey, I mean, imagine you come here, you've done that, you've got that echo in your mind. You're like, hey, we just did this like a couple of months ago. Look, the last time we played a big competitive Apex match, that's what happened. We can do it again.
I love this too because we've seen match point develop over the years. We saw in Poland, our first LAN, I think it was maybe 11, 12 games. We've had APAC North leading into this, go 14 games online. And then we have North America, go 5 games. Esports Arena, that's why I call Phony the villain here. So I want to get a quick take. This is just gut, don't worry about it. Genome, I will start with you. How many games we going today?
9.
9, okay, okay. Tiff?
I feel like it's 7.
7. All right, girl, I'm going to get your projection here.
8.
8.
Split the difference.
9, 7, 8. I got to rearrange you guys as well. Listen, it's so great. We have so many community members, streamers, pro players in the building. If you are here in Copperbox, go find them, go talk to them, take some pictures. And at home, of course, we'll highlight them as we can. But the match point action continues. Thanks, girl, for being on the desk. It's great to see you. We'll see you a little bit later in the venue. And I know we've got an interview standing by with one of the best in the business, Glitter Explosion.
That's right, Rain. I'm hanging out in this amazing crowd who's been killing it with their cheering. Cue cheer. There we go. I'm hanging out with Jordan, and we got to talk, okay? Because we have a fan here. From what I've heard, you've been driving into the event every single day from Cambridge. That's dedication.
160 miles every day, 80 there, 80 back, and making sure that I was here first. Got to the door this morning, 6:30, brought my girlfriend with me, ready for the finals. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I mean, the games have been fantastic so far. You play the game a lot?
A little bit, I mean, work full time, still getting 5,000 hours. Gotta play, best game.
I mean, that's not too shabby. 5,000 hours, impressive. Now, obviously, you have to have a favorite team if you're here, so I need to know who you're supporting this weekend.
DZ, the back to back to back. It's easy. They're proven. They play, they're proven. Everybody thought Jen Burton was cheating. He came to LAN, he showed up, he played well. And now look, they're here. And not only did they win, but then they moved to NA and dominated in NA as well.
All right, I feel like he needs to be on the desk. He's also breaking down some analysis for everybody here, sounding good. We heard the casters talk about it a little bit. How many games do you think this is going to go?
I think it might go deep. I think because, you know, realistically, everybody's still getting used to the different play styles. I think everybody's a bit cautious, but I think they're doing well. They're doing well. Everybody's hanging up at the top. The guard are doing really well, but they're just getting contested on the rotations. But they're still, everybody's playing strong. Everybody's playing well. It could be anybody.
All right, you heard it here first. We're going to be here for a long time, so hopefully everyone is settled in, comfortable, and cozy because we have so much more action in store. Back to you, Rain.
Listen, I never knew I had to, worry about my job from one of the fans out there. But Jordan, man, I mean, the analysis was on point,
That was great. Look, the only thing Jen Burton is cheating at is being talented, handsome, and amazing at the game. Okay?
I absolutely love it, man. It doesn't get better than that. Of course, like you said, the community is live and well. DZ have a chance to go back to back to back, but another team on top right now is Alliance. Can they do it? Can Yuki really clutch up, not just in the 1v1s, but in the tournament today and take home that trophy? Well, we had a little bit of time to talk to him, so let's roll that tape while we take a quick break. Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the Apex Legends Global Series.
What's up, everybody? Fallout here with former model, player for Alliance, and arguably the winner of the best 1v1 in Apex Legends history as of this weekend. It's Yuki. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Feeling incredible. Thank you very much.
You are, as far as I know, the only former TV star turned Apex pro player, I think, of anyone in the ALGS. Walk through that decision. I mean, how'd you walk away from TV in China and decide to compete professionally in Apex?
Well, I walked away from it because of COVID. Nothing was really going on during COVID, so I decided to come home, see the parents. I've not seen them in a long time. I've always played games at night time, so I still play games, even during modeling and TV. And I decided to come back and start university because I have not done that yet, so I wanted to complete that. It's kind of like a mission. It's like completing a level.
You still want to do it? It's still something you're pursuing?
Yeah, I'm currently in the final year of university.
No
so,
way, I didn't know you were doing it full time.
So I'm also a student at the same time.
Wow. Full time?
Full time, yeah, full time.
Wow.
Yeah, I decided to pursue that while studying, and gaming kind of took off while studying. Obviously after the first year, Apex started blowing up, but I decided to kind of tackle both at the same time.
It's amazing, man. I respect that. I don't know how you find the time, but it makes me respect you even more, which I didn't think was possible. You joined the Nasky Strafey Dell squad, became Nasky Yuki Dell, right when they were at a high. It was a pinnacle. And before then, you played with Cooler Esports, you played with Taxi and Baker and a few others. What was it like playing with those guys? And obviously the pressure coming in, filling in for Strafey, who left for Navi.
Yeah, so bless Strafey. I was very upset that he can't make it because those three together are a very incredible and strong team. Ganasky and Dell, when I was playing with them, I think both of them built the foundation of who I am today. So they're very important people in my life. I think those two are the ones who taught me how to play the game, essentially. I think those two are also incredible players, ones I respect to a very high level, and I only wish them success.
Changing topics a little bit, focusing on Alliance. Our hearts go out to Effect, who couldn't make it.
Yes.
Put so much work in and effort in. It's tough that he's not here. But what's it like playing with Mandy again? Different team, no Gibraltar this time around. You let him bust up the Pathfinder on game 6, which is insane. How's it been meshing with him?
I think Mandy's been the absolute best substitute a team could ask for, simply because of his energy as well. He brings so much communication vibes, keeps the comms going. It's not just his aim and ability and the professional play he does, it's just his synergy, his communication, and his vocal push for the team is really great. I'm really upset that Effect couldn't make it, sadly. Hopefully we see him for the next split.
Is he that good?
He is.
It's all true.
Is that good.
You think he'll transit to LAN?
It will transit to LAN. Effect is one of the best players I've seen in my career.
Who'd you compare him to? Which controller player? Or who else? Anyone? Gilderson's of you? And does he have ice in his veins?
This Effect is here, and everybody else is just that's who you should be comparing over.
No shot.
On the other level.
He's that good?
Effect is one of the best players.
I'm going to hold you to that. If y'all don't dominate this next line, hopefully he gets there, he will.
He will.
That's insane, man. Alliance has consistently been the best team for a long time. They have a history and a dynasty and a reputation to uphold. It's the only last standing team. It's been the greatest team in EMEA consistently for 3 years. What are some of the keys to that consistency?
I believe the key to the consistency is not about the players, it's more so about the mindset of the entire org. So, for example, we are very disciplined, determined, and we only strive to be the best, we don't give up, and we push each other to that level. Hakis in particular, with a military background, he's always pushing to the best, and he's very hard to break down. That's why he never gives up. A lot of players, they give up after some while, and that's why they don't make it. But as long as the people you're around also don't give up and work hard, then you have no choice but to work hard.
So moving on to championship final, how are you feeling about the final day? You guys started a little bit slow, both in group stages and in the winners bracket final. It took you a little while to get going. Is that hurting your confidence at all? How are you guys feeling?
I think we're more than ready going into final day. We're confident. Since the very beginning of this LAN, we've kind of gone uphill, which means we've done better and better and better as the day goes by. So I think we're ready, we're prepared, and ready to win.
Love it, man. Yuki, I've had so much respect since the very beginning, our first conversation, hearing your story. A remarkable story that's inspiring to many. Big shout out to you and your success. Much love, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
In the final day.
Thank you so much.
Oh, man.
WD Black, the official storage partner of the Apex Legends Global Series.
Welcome back to the main stage, everybody, here at the Copper Box in London, and we are ready to go into Game 4. Dan Gaskin alongside myself on set to call the action in this fourth game of the day. We stay on Storm Point, but just want to touch on that interview we just saw with Yuki. Alliance, what a day they've had, what a tournament they've had so far, and they're sat at the top of the leaderboards right now looking pretty.
Yeah, and that's what it is at the moment. It's the race to match point. It's about who can get there first, who can try and solidify that victory, so then you can get in a spot, so then you can win this entire tournament. And of course, your share of $1 million.
And it looks pretty good at the moment for Alliance, as we say. A wonderful thing to see them playing so well, and Yuki being so clutch the entire time that we've seen him on our screens this tournament. So many 1v2s, so many 1v1s, we've seen it all, and he's sitting on one of these beautiful things you can see on your screens right now at home. The Herman Miller Gaming Embodied Chair are being used at today's event. Check out the new colorways of the Embodied Gaming online. The new colors have a white base with Galaxy and Amethyst upholstery. Beautiful stuff. Herman Miller is the official chair partner of the ALGS. And I tell you what, they look pretty comfy.
They do look extremely comfy. Actually, I know they are comfy because I have sat on them. Right, it seems like it is about that time, everybody. So I want to hear everybody in the comment box make some noise, and let's get into this one. This is going to be a big game.
Nothing quite gets me going like a Dangaskin getting hyped up. Let's see what's going on now as we head into the dropship. As we say, let's talk through the standings very quickly before we see the players and the teams drop into our map number 4. It's going to be Alliance on top, 33 points. But behind that, Dan, it is so tight. Moist and TSM tied up on 29, and just behind them, ESA, Esports Arena, on 28.
And of course, we have to talk about our big teams on Storm Point throughout regular season, throughout this tournament this weekend. There has been teams that have performed better than others. I'm talking Luminosity Gaming, I'm talking Fun, I'm talking XZ, and I'm talking SSG. They've been our best 4 teams on this map. So if anyone realistically should be picking up big points, it's going to be them.
Interesting to see where the zone is pulling as well. Maybe a little bit of barometer involved here. Maybe we're going to go a little bit more central. We'll have to see when we see that beacon, of course, where the teams are going to be heading. But big games, if we look down at the bottom of the table here, Dan, for the likes of Element 6, Ascend, Fnatic, had some really good moments so far, Fnatic, but not maybe quite able to convert when we approach that end game.
Well, the good thing with it being match point, sometimes you are given time to catch up those leaders. Sometimes you do get that opportunity to join them on match point. We've heard what the interviews from the crowd, there was a few people saying we could be going a long time here, and for good reason. When you look through how many teams have been winning games at this tournament, there is so many teams that can kind of ruin each other's day. When rotations are happening, they can be blocked, they can be gate kept. We're going to see a lot of changes when we get to match point, but remember, we still have to get there. Alliance is still 17 points away.
They are indeed. We get a little bit of beacon info now to share with you all at home as well as in the audience here, and it is barometer where we're going. We could pull a little bit northern in the later parts towards that island where we have seen some of those finishes, maybe one of those buildings just to the northern side, or maybe we pull a little bit more southern. We'll have to see how this plays out, but look at the guard, they're on their way, but they've been quiet today, Dan. Only 9 points on the board so far. It's an 18th position.
Well, the guard, one of our heaviest early rotating teams. They've just been caught on their rotation in a couple of games, but on this occasion, they should be okay with how close they are to where this circle is going, and hopefully they don't get caught out by Fun like they had done previously, because Fun are on the other side of barometer, so guard, it should be a comfortable move on it.
Love to see the energy coming from the crowd as well. Shout out to the Element 6 faithful, by the way, in the crowd. They are making some noise out there today, which of course we love to see, but a little bit of scouting being done by RK and the IGL on that crypto drone to see where is free and where the guard want to try and locate themselves. And good news for the guard as well. On this rotation, even though they're not landing at maybe one of the best POIs for loot, they come out with 2 blues and a purple to play with.
And the guard would love to be putting themselves on match point as they transfer over to World's Edge, but, you know, it's unlikely now here on Storm Point to be able to put a 41-point game together. I mean, it was crazy seeing Luminosity getting that 35-point, but perhaps someone can top that here today. As for Moist, we've just seen them get a victory. They go up to 2nd in our series standings, and they find themselves 21 points away from match point. So it is very much achievable here on Storm.
Fascinating endgame, that last one we saw.
It really was.
Picking up the win, you know, team jousting back and forward, trying to get that initial damage, that initial knock. We saw brave plays being made, but it was Moist who managed to clutch up in those final moments to take home that all-important win. Fun 1-2-3 on our screens right now, and the Digi threat is causing some damage through that smoke. Good break on the shields coming through, and Dark Zero have to Scarper away here.
Scarper they shall, as they're just going to be holding these places in barometer, as are anyone else that can early rotate. As for the rest of the lobby, it's about now moving out towards the edge. We've got, what, 5 teams that are outside that initial first circle that are going to be arguably the latest rotators of this game. And they'll know full well they are not getting a spot in barometer. So now you've got to think about maybe picking up some kills on your way, blocking a few rotations here or there, gatekeeping some of the outer areas of this circle.
One thing to highlight while we've got the time, we just heard from Yuki, of course, of Alliance, and one thing that's really impressed me today, Dan, is their end game management. We've seen them winning numerous games throughout the weekend, and that's something we kind of always had a little bit of a question mark for Alliance. Great at accumulating points. Wonderful at hitting match point in certain circumstances, but it's the conversion. in those top 3, top 5 situations that sometimes kind of slips through their fingers. It seems like they've tightened that up a little bit here, and it shows on the leaderboards. We've already seen a win, and we also see them sat at the top with 33 points.
And Moist Esports, our winners, are going to be cursed just as Geo were a little bit earlier. They are going to be the first team to be eliminated. It was Ascend who managed to take them out. Remember, Ascend haven't had the best of starts so far. They're down in 13th position, but they're trying to push their way towards match point as well.
Well, Fun 1, 2, 3. They're going to be set up for quite some time here. This building just outside of the larger structures of Barometer. The charge rifle in the hand is always going to be good to deal damage, get those Evo shields leveled up and feeling healthy towards the end game, which is becoming so vital. A lot of teams like to play zone, great, but you've got to be able to deal damage from the inside looking out down. Otherwise, when we get to the end game and you've got all those teams who have fought their way through Edge, fought their way through the Carnage, fully dressed in red Evo shields, all the attachments you could want, loads of grenades and utility, you need to be able to put up a fight.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Fun 1, 2, 3 in this tournament and today already. I mean, since they had the addition of Karen Poo, they just seem to know how they want to execute some of these fights, and they have been a real nuisance to a lot of teams rotating. Not going to be the same this kind of game because they were one of the first teams to get to Barometer. We are going to see them in the endgame circle. Whether, though, they'll actually be able to convert will be the big question, because that's what's going to make the difference in this tournament today. Are you going to be a team who can get there, then convert into victories, or are you going to be a team who flops?
We'll say, not only shout out to Alliance, but shout out to Hackers' hairdressers. How sharp that was across the top there. Lovely to see. A lot of talent and effort's gone into that this morning, but obviously reflecting the leaderboards like we previously mentioned. We're going to hop over again, this time a little bit more north. We're going over to Antennae, away from Barometer, and there's a lot of fighting going down here. You can see the exhibit down from Seer, a little bit of information being gathered, but nobody engaging too much yet.
Yeah, don't want to engage, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. This is what we're going to see all day long whilst you're trying to see teams just gain those points. Maybe we'll see a little bit more risks later when it comes down to crunch time and there's a few teams on match point and you have to try and either catch them up or stop them, because even though we are in anonymous mode here in Apex Legends, when you won't necessarily know who's been knocked, teams are very good nowadays at knowing who's dropping where, who's going to be rotating, what composition they have, and they can spot them out sometimes like a sore thumb.
Exo Clan, who made that run yesterday to find themselves in this grand final. And Killer Poses is on our screen right now, has been fragging out, but the clutch that we saw yesterday from Dexter, and Zicky's had his moments as well, showing that this isn't just like a one-man band. Every single player on this team has performed when they've had to clutch, and that's why they find themselves in the position they do at the moment. And like I mentioned, a little bit quiet so far today, only the 8 points from our first 3 games, but they expect to pop off any time soon. Gambare or Sun on our screens as well. They were winners of the first game of the day, and that's the best way possibly, to settle the nerves as we moved into our grand finals.
And I've been very impressed with a lot of our APAC North teams, and it's good to see teams like ExoClan getting into this grand final. I know it was not necessarily as impressive previously when we saw them at Champs, but as long as you are consistently gaining positions, you're consistently getting better and getting closer to those grand finals, then you are going to be more than happy with your progression. But Exo, speaking of, they are going to be able to maybe greet another team who's trying to make a rotate here.
SSG inside of Antenna as well, so it's not just Alliance and Exo who have got to be careful here and are going to be exchanging fire. It's also going to be SSG in the area who are going to look to pick up the pieces if any should fall their way. Interesting to see this rotate that is actually going on. Is that LG are kind of gatekeeping down on that southeastern side of the circle. So whoever kind of fights their way and wins the battle for Antennae is going to have to be careful, because LG will be waiting just about over the ridge where Alliance are looking to land. So Alliance trying to overtake these two teams inside of Antennae. The question is, are they going to be able to stabilize, or have they just put themselves in a bit of a pinch here?
Yeah, it could be a little bit of a pinch, obviously unknowns to them. They wouldn't be sure whether LG were going to be ahead of them or not, but you have to make a move at some point, right? You can't leave it too late for a skyward dive, otherwise you're just going to be so vulnerable in the air.
Well, Alliance, they've made the first bit of progress towards where they want to play, but with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock, they've still got some work to do on this rotate. We have a listening available, so let's jump into the comps.
Still?
I'm 1-3 by the way.
Anybody in the building next to us?
No, nobody shows.
I'm gonna give you some bats. You're 1-3 in batteries, yeah?
Yeah. I have a gold, so I can carry 3.
There you go.
Thank you. They're running back. Alright, do we go over now or what? Let them back first.
Okay. Okay.
They're running up low ground.
Carry team southwest. Okay.
I'm just looking for us. We can move up. Yeah. Take space. Yeah, just carry the high ground team. Go in. back of you. They're taking a car. They're taking a car.
I can shoot it. They went all the way around. They went all the way around.
Yeah, okay, I'm crafting. Yeah. So I'm about to craft 6 medkits or something.
Careful, careful, careful.
They're looking at you there. Yeah, I'm looking at you.
I'm just holding northwest.
Yeah. I'm gonna craft my armor once. You see to shoot that team for me, Iki.
I am.
I don't have an armor right now.
43 pepper on him.
Well, Lions, you heard from the communication what the plan was there. I think they wanted to try and be aggressive onto SSG, who were the team who disappeared in that trident through the storm. Chose to rotate in a little bit of a different way, but then they just decided, you know what, we don't have to rush things here. Let's craft some med kits, we have a replicator available, let's tank a bit of Zoe damage if we need to, and let's let the other teams make their decisions before we're forced to make ours.
And providing they can win the first engagement they have, which could be against LG, they're not in the worst spot in the world because the circle is going south of Barometer. It's that kind of beachy, watery area that we've seen quite a few times finish. And it can be very important that you do position yourselves on one of those ridge sides so you can use it as a head glitch. And of course, you can stop any teams that might be arriving late. But still, there's a lot of time before you can even try and get into those positions. And you've got to assume someone is there already.
Now we're going to see a little bit of an engagement go down. You can see the team waiting on the other side of this is going to be Fnatic, and Fnatic have started finding a little bit of fire in their bellies over the games that we've seen so far this morning. Like I mentioned, endgame hasn't been perfect, but the 3v3s are starting to look good, but there's a couple of charge rifle shots coming in at their back, which they have to be extremely aware of. In these situations, Dan, you might think you have the upper hand, but a charge rifle to the back hits you for 60 damage, and all of a sudden the tables can turn.
And obviously zone to the back of Dreamfire here, as they're the ones who are trying to push in. Still a 4-3 though, a lot of shields have gone for Tao, but Roy managing to hit some shots and make sure he can just keep the suppressing fire for his team.
To capitalize now, Dreamfire. Zone's still a problem though, and you can see that they don't want to expose themselves as well, and that's the charge rifle from distance that I was talking about. It takes one of them down, Bowling will fall, and it's Fun123 who are getting involved here. The good thing for Fnatic, they have this trench to play. That's going to deny the line of sights that are coming in from the POI. They won't be too affected by that charge rifle for now.
And what did we say earlier about Fun just being a nuisance, just annoying everyone in this lobby on their rotations? They're getting involved in this fight. They're making it awkward for Dreamfire, but did Dreamfire get the res? If they did, they still have a big chance in this fight.
You see, Fnatic want to push this, understandably so, but look who's just arrived to the party. They're late, but they're dressed and they're ready to go. It's going to be NRG who are now pinching Tao, the last player alive, trying to pick up the KP. But do they know Fnatic are in the area as well? You would imagine they do. 129, that's going to be Dreamfire eliminated as NRG start to cook.
Oh, this could be a big fight. Mustache is going to be very brave. You've got to be careful. Gets absolutely shredded. And NRG say, yeah, we'll take the fight.
Oh, and Sweet's going in. He wants more KP. Oh. But Gilderson's going to have to back him up. The charge rifle again is a problem. And Nathan now has to do what Nathan does. He clutches up for NRG. No one else in the vicinity. They will be able to reset.
Yeah, even though Fun were getting involved, Fun are not in any area to try and capitalize on that damage. Of course, they are in a building. They're using charge rifle. NRG survive, and now they can start to plan how they want to get into this very difficult Barometer final circle.
Back to the other side of the zone, though. Back towards Antennae. This is Alliance. Talked about how they were taking their time to craft a few medkits, making sure that if the zone starts to close on them, they can survive. But they've got a couple of teams to deal with first. It's going to be Exo Clan in front of them, trying to peek a little bit of damage. You can see also in the kill feed, we've lost another team. And look at SSG. Dropped is going to go down, and that looks like the end of SSG.
Yeah, we've got a couple of teams making their Skyward Dive rotation at the moment. One of them is TSM. However, there's still 4 teams on that eastern side by Antenna that you were speaking of, and they're going to all be forced together into that choke. So there's going to be an explosion of damage if none of them decide they want to also go for the Valkyrie ultimate.
Team who's holding down this bridge position where we are going to see this endgame start to pull towards is the winners of game number 1, Gabare Otosan. And another win here, and all of a sudden,
I think we should.
No.
Okay.
There's way too
They're
many people
fighting.
over there. Well, as Xset managed to stabilize and pick up a KP on their way towards that zone, the carnage is happening on the eastern side of the zone. NRG wrapping around as well behind FOM 123. ESA in the vicinity as well. And I tell you what, ESA, they've just picked up some kills, but once again, here comes NRG, and at the moment, this is just a death ball of NRG.
It does not matter who is in the path of NRG. It is just constant pressure and constant aggression as they find themselves into the top 8 now. As all teams, they're going to have to start thinking about, again, the next zone. We're going to the south